The one time I decided to change the structure of these episodes and when I record, so much happens, like literally so much has happened. So we'll go through all of that this episode, from takeovers, from building a new stadium, record sales, record buys, everything. It's all gone down just because I changed how I'm gonna record the episodes. But just before we get into the episode, we're taking back Paris episode 19, I should probably say that. Said episode a lot in this intro. But anyway, just before we get into it, if you do enjoy my videos, please leave a like and subscribe if you're new. I upload videos 1 to 2 times a week at the minute. So yeah, good consistent content-ish. But anyway, let's get into it. Alright, I have no idea how to structure this episode because like I said in the intro, we're further forward than we normally are at the start of the season. I'm pretty sure this is the start of our 6th season, but I might be wrong. I'll correct myself on the screen. If I don't, correct me in the comments, but I'm pretty sure it's the start of the 6th season. Where do we begin? Let's start here, which is a bit of a different place to start. As you can see, we have 88 million in our balance, which is significantly more than we've ever had. It was 90 million a minute ago, 99 million a minute ago. And that is because we've had a board takeover, which I'll put on the screen. It did finally go through. It was never like a tycoon or anything like that, but the guy's actually given us some money. I've earned us quite a bit of money for finishing 3rd in the league, qualifying for the Champions League, which we'll go into in a minute. As you can see over here, we've got a big boy transfer budget right now of 40 million. It says original budget was 40 million. That is a lie. As you saw at the end of the last episode, it was like 10 million, I think. And then, to be fair, when the takeover went through, we doubled it to 20 million. But either way, it wasn't 40 million. But as you can see here, we've got some fat P to spend. But I will go into why we have that in a second. Something that I want to point out, I'm not sure if I've already gone over this, but on the youth facilities, we now have state-of-the-art youth facilities, superb training facilities. As you can see here, they are improving our training facilities again, so that will be state-of-the-art training and youth facilities, which is some really good foundations to build on. And as I also said in the intro, I did request them to build us a new stadium, and they just did it. I generally didn't expect that. The board were kind of saying yes to everything I was asking, so I thought, you know, may as well try. And as you can see here, building a new stadium. It might not be ready for the next 2 years, but that's pretty cool. I never get a new stadium football manager because normally they just say no. Our stadium right now, I'm pretty sure, is like 18,000? Oh, 19,000 seater, and they're building us a 27,000 seater stadium. So it's not the biggest thing in the world, but it's ours, you know? So that'd be nice. Oh, it says it right there. Planning permission, planned capacity 28,000. I never knew that was there. Shows how much the stadiums, shows how much I never get a stadium built for me. But either way, that's really, really good. Happy about that. There's some solid foundations for us. I feel like my lighting's really off. I really hope it isn't. But anyway. So I guess it's time to explain how we've got so much money. As you can see here, just at a quick glance, we've spent almost 50 million this year, but brought in 92 million. And that is because of 2 sales, and I'll go over them. So as you can see, Namdi Collins' transfer saga of us is finally over. It was like 3 seasons long, and we did sell him for 34 million to Chelsea. I finally got roughly the money I wanted for him, and we did get him for free, didn't we? Yes, so 34 million, absolute happy days. He's at Chelsea, still only 21. I'm sure he'll get better and better, but there was a 30% sell-on percentage, I think, with that. So potentially we're going to get way more than that from him. But even if we only get the default 34 million, happy day. He's a solid player, but again, I'm not turning down 34 million. At the time, we didn't have much money. Now we have quite a lot, but that's also because of him, you know. A couple of little sales to go over before the massive one in a second. We sold Steven Sessegnon to Standard Liège. The board are a bit unhappy about that, but if you look at this, he's nothing special. He was taking up one of our non-European players, and if I'm going to have only 4 slots available for that, I want better players than Sessegnon. He was good for us, a couple seasons he was here, a few seasons, he played pretty much every game. Never averaged above a 7, he was just solid, but I can get a solid EU player and then get a better non-EU player, you know what I mean? Anyone else here that's obviously super important, I'm going to ignore the massive money for 1 more second, and we also sold Shrivers to Standard Liège as well. For about 5 million, 6 million. He was a solid little Swiss Army knife type James Milner player. You can see he plays everywhere. He played a lot of games for us if we have a look, but again, never averaging above a 7. He was more just fitting in. And for the stats he has, I think 5-6 million is a good return for him. I mean, the board again were a bit disappointed, but happy days. We made money on him, didn't we? Yeah, I got him for free. I didn't realise I got him for free. So yeah, we're making good money on these players. But obviously the elephant in the room / massive money in the room is Hugo Hernandez, who was our wonder-kid goalkeeper, if you remember. We sold him for 49 million, going up to 50 million, I think, if he plays international games. And I'm pretty sure there was a percentage sell on him as well. I can't be sure, but pretty sure. But regardless, 49 million for him is absolutely insane for our club. I did say at the end of the last episode that I would sell Hernandez and I would sell Collins if I got good money for them, and I really did for both. And for both of them, if you remember, we brought them in for free, so I'm doing some really good business for Paris. I'm making them a lot of money. But for 50 million, I'm selling him every day. He's a really, really good player, and I would have happily kept him, but I'm not turning that money down. And he's also got like a fat paycheck from going there, £125,000 a week, and he was on like, I think 10k here. So that is how we got the majority of our money. There's a lot of loans going on here, but I'm not going to go into all of them. A couple of other players have left us that aren't really worth mentioning too much, like Edgar is gone and Kovar is gone, who was a goalkeeper, and Edgar was a backup midfielder. But we can go over to the ins because that's more important for us. We spent 50 million and let's go over it. This is by far the busiest transfer window we've had in any of the seasons that we've had, and obviously we've spent significantly more money because we've had money to spend, but we needed to get our side Champions League ready, and I think we have. So starting with the ins because they do matter more. As you can see, this is a free transfer. Rodolfo Gonzalez, he's a goalkeeper, and if you can look here with me, he is another wonder kid that we've managed to get for free. That's not what I wanted to do. He's another wonder kid that we've managed to get for free. He's really, really solid, young, plenty of potential to grow, and he's already worth about 7 million, so this might be another Hernandez deal in the making. Sign a free wonder kid goalkeeper because they seem to be going from Mexico and Colombia, and then we'll sell him on in a few years, or we'll keep him. I'm not too bothered either way, but he's really, really good. I'm more than happy with him. The next signing was this guy called Hadji. I'm not going to go over him too much because I signed him for free, then loaned him out. He's a young guy I wanted to develop. Pepe, we already know. He was here last season. He played really, really well. I say that, it's got a 6.9, but he played much better than that in game. In what, 41 appearances, he had 14 goals. That's pretty good for a winger. This season's been a bit slower, but we won't go over that too much right now. I'm not going to go over every single one of these signings completely because it will take absolutely ages, but this Paolo Bocalupo, he's on loan, he's a region, he's free, he's a right back, but he's not really going to play much, so I'm not going to go over too much, it's just depth. We then signed Alvaro Fernandez from Man United. This thinks he's a left back, I disagree. I would say he's more of a centre back, 6'2" guy, can't head the ball because that seems to be a theme of our tall players, but 3-star current ability, almost 5-star potential, plenty of room to grow. He's more cover than he's going to be my first choice centre back, but if this is cover for us, we're actually getting depth. Finally, and that's really good and we need that. If you remember Alexis Ntamak, he used to be my player. I sold him to Porto and they've not really played him. Like, I signed him for free, sold him for 5 million and loaned him back. So he's more just cover for us. I'm not paying anything to do it. I rate this guy. He scores when he plays. So I know those stats didn't show it. I mean, he scores in cup competitions. So if I can have him here, it's just cover. I don't really have to worry about him too much. At this point, we had quite a lot of money and I wasn't spending it and I was quite conscious of that. So I spent a good 6 million, 5.5 million on Victor Gomez, who is a right back from Getafe. His stats don't look too special, but in the game, I think he plays really well. He's just solid. He has room to grow. He's just one of these players that will do a job for me at right back until I find, you know, some wonder kid right back that will be our future right back going forward. But I'm happy enough with him. 3-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability. This season's played 5 games, 6.72 doesn't look great, but I think he plays well in game. And after we signed Victor Gomez, we then branched out and almost spent 14 million, which is by far our record signing, on Miguel Pascal. What a name, you know. He's 18-year-old Spanish guy. As you can see, I like to sign Spanish people for whatever reason. I just find good players there. If we look at his information, media description is wonder kid. I think he's very, very solid. This says striker. I will likely play him as an advanced playmaker. But the only thing he really needs to work on, in my opinion, is his passing vision. Okay, his passing is actually pretty bad. It doesn't matter. He's a good player with good potential, is my point. And he can play up front, in the middle, or down on the right. So I'm happy enough with him. He's 18, plenty of room to develop. Our next signing was Vincent Masson, I guess, from Rennes. I wanted a ball-winning midfielder. I've since signed a better one, in my opinion. But this guy's got plenty of potential. He's got 20 aggression, so he's a pretty angry guy. I think we can develop this guy into a really, really good ball-winning midfielder, or even a centre-back. But we'll see. Happy enough with him. He cost about 2 million. I can't really go wrong. I want to power through these a little bit. This is taking too long. We then followed up by signing Romano Schmid. I think he's very good, from Austria. His value is pretty much doubled, seeing as I paid like, what, 5 million. He's already worth 10 million. He's a good advanced playmaker. His stats are all very solid. I just need depth in this squad with Champions League. Maybe we'll actually make a run in the French Cup this year and the league. I actually want depth to actually compete and not just be lucky to be finishing higher and higher. I really want to cement us there. Like I said earlier, we've got really good foundations. So if I can get the depth, I can get the players to build around. We've got a really good future here at Paris, and we maybe eventually might actually take it back. But Romano Schmid, very, very solid for about 5 million. The next signing was one of our better ones, I think, for about 9 million going up to 10. Conrad Lima from Verona. He wasn't getting played, I don't think. And he is a very, very good midfielder. He is a ball-winning midfielder that I want that is already ready to go. That Masson, or Mason, however you want to say it, he's got a lot of potential to be developed, but I also need a guy to come in and be really, really good right now. And this is this guy for me. I'm not really sure what's gone on with him. He got sold to Napoli for 1 million, then to Verona for 3 million, and then back to me for about 9 million. But he's a really good player for Leipzig, isn't he? So happy days. I mean, I think that's a steal for us, even with the 8 million that we paid. And he can play a variety of positions, and he's really good, in my opinion. And in 3 games, 7.2. It's actually one of the very few people that's averaging above a 7.2 for us. And the rest of the signings, I'm not going to go over this guy because he's just a young guy who I'm going to develop. We've got Connor Butt, which is a hilarious name. Pretty much one of the only reasons I signed him, other than the fact that he's really, really good. On loan from Wolves. He is probably better than some of my other midfielders, but he's just more there for depth because I highly doubt they're ever going to sell this guy to me. He is a wonder kid. Great potential, even good current ability, but again, he's more just there for depth. Same with this guy, Reina from Real Madrid. I almost signed this guy for like 19 million because he was listed by Real Madrid, but it says he's only 3-star, potential ability 4-star. And if we look at this, and we look at the other centre attacking midfielders at our squad, that Schmidt's better than him for almost a quarter of the money that I would have had to pay. So I'm glad I didn't sign him for 18 million, but regardless, looking at his stats, he's very, very solid, and he can just be, again, depth or a good bench player. And the last guy we literally just signed like 5 minutes ago before recording this, Gary Grange, or Gary Grange because he's French. He's just a backup striker, great potential. He's been playing in Ligue 2 and he's scored a few goals. He's not amazing, but Galan is my striker, but I also need someone to develop behind him, and this will be this guy, and he can play attacking mid and left wing if needed, so happy days. And apparently right back he's awkward at, so interesting. Alright, as I've said a few times, we are a bit further into the season as I would normally do. I'd normally come back on the beginning of the season, but I wanted to mix it up, right? So we're 5 games into the league season at least. 2 wins, 2 draws and a loss, 8 points, not too bad at all. I'll show you the fixtures now. So I'll start by going over the league fixtures and I'll show you the Champions League. So as you can see here, we had PSG away and then Lyon at home to start with. Awful fixtures. That's not very nice to me. They basically give us a massive hurdle to overcome instantly. But we didn't lose to PSG, so there's that. But then we did lose to Lyon. We were 2-0 down, we managed to pull it back, and then we lost in the 90th minute. In a way, that's my fault because I tried to win the game. But I don't think we should be beaten 3-2 by Lyon at home. That's bad from our side. So after these 2 games, not great, but at the same time, they're the 2 best sides in the league. So we bounced back 2-0 at Nice. They had 2 people sent off, I really don't remember that. Then we drew at Rennes, which is a bit annoying. We should be winning that. And then we've just beat Monaco 2-0 away, which is a really good win for us. Pepe finally scoring. He's had a bit of a shocking time at the beginning of this season. Last season he was amazing, but he's had a slow start to his Paris career, according to the media, even though he's been here for a year. And our centre-back, Solet, scored a really good goal. So that takes us up to now, which is a Champions League game. And here is our group. I'll show you the qualification in a minute, but as you can see, we haven't been given an easy group by any means. We've got Dortmund, AC Milan and Sevilla. Dortmund are the German champions, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they are, so yikes. Sevilla have just finished 4th in La Liga. I'm not sure where Milan finished. Milan were champions last season and finished 2nd, so they're no easy sides, really. Sevilla is probably the one we should be beating, maybe. But then again, Valencia destroyed us in the Europa Cup too, so yikes. But our road to this point was a bit dodgy. So we beat Slovaco 6-0. That was amazing. Pretty happy with that, because I was half convinced I wasn't going to qualify at all. So after this 6-0 win, I played a weakened side, I think. It's not that weak, but anyway, we only drew 1-1, so that was a bit of a dodgy second leg, but we still beat them 7-1 on aggregate. Happy days. And then the next leg, we played Celtic, and it was either between Celtic or Benfica, and I was really happy that we got Celtic, and we went 1-0 up, but then we ended up losing 2-1. So at this point, I'm like, if I don't qualify for the Champions League because of Celtic, right, I'm going to be really, really triggered. But somehow, we managed to bounce back in the second leg and beat them 6-0 and absolutely showed up, and Gallen got 4 goals. They got an own goal and Miguel Pascal got his first goal, and we comfortably beat them, what, 7-2 on aggregate in the end? After really struggling in this game. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. We managed to win 2 6-0 is what I'm trying to say, so happy days. And that's led us to this group that I've just shown you. Yeah, it's quite a hard group, let's be real. I feel like I'm a bit all over the place because normally I have a set time where I come back, and I've not had that, and so much has happened, and I've tried to go through it all. I'm sure there's stuff I've missed, but oh well. But that does lead us to today, and it is our first Champions League game in the group stages, so it's our Champions League debut technically, you know? So I wanted to show you that. It is against Sevilla, probably the only side I think we can maybe be beating. If we can get through this group, I'm going to be ecstatic about that, right? I don't think that's going to happen, but if we can finish 3rd, fall into the Europa League, that would be nice. Because then there's still a chance of silverware, even though we likely won't win that. But we'll try. We actually have quite a deep team now, so people like Masson, who I want to be playing, will have to miss out because of the general depth we have, which is a good problem for me to have, because we've not really had that at all. But the team for today is Gonzalez in goal, Fran Garcia, Ahmet Etkin, Solet and Gomez at the back. Etkin is just basically going to replace Collins. He's not as good as a player, but you know, he's developing nicely. He's been here for a while. I do trust him at the back, but maybe one time I will spend some big money on them because, as you saw, we spent like 40 million. Or maybe I'll invest in a good centre-back. Anyway, getting sidetracked. Lema as ball-winning midfielder. Ugalini as deep-line playmaker, who's now a media description as a wonder kid, so that's nice. Pepe on the left, Pascal, the 14 million player down the middle, and Paulino on the right. And then Galan up front, who's normally guaranteed to get us a goal, so let's hope that's the same today. I have no idea how good or bad we are going to be, but let's hope we can put on a good show, win a game, get some money. That'll be nice. I think if we have any hope of qualifying 3rd or 2nd, we need to really be beating Sevilla, so let's hope we can do that. Nothing is happening 25 minutes in. We have more of the ball, there's that. Demand more. Is that going to do anything? Well, this is a really, really boring game. It's been 35 minutes of absolutely nothing. I'll take a draw, but for a video, I kind of want to win, you know, or at least a goal. That was the quickest half of absolutely nothing. I might actually just show you it all at once so you can see. But yeah, Half time, absolutely nothing has happened. As you can see by the stats, as you can see by the lack of highlights I would have shown you, nothing has happened. Hands in pockets, I'm not happy with your performance. Can any of you make anything happen? Okay, finally a highlight. Please be mine. Go on, Pascal, make something happen. Terrible ball by Lima there. I thought I was bigging you up. Go to the wing, Gallan, please. Or just run at them. Keep going if you want. What was that? Oh, this is their highlight, isn't it? That was the worst highlight I've ever seen on this game. What was the point of that? I'm going to bring Romano Schmid on down the middle, Pascal on the right for now. Hopefully that changes literally anything, because it can't get much worse than this. I say that it can. We can concede loads of goals. And we probably will right now. Oh, that was almost an instant jinx by me. They're growing into the game a bit now. 2 set pieces, and we're lucky not to concede from both. Dortmund are destroying Milan right now. I'm going to go attacking for the last 10 minutes. I'll take the draw, but I also want a goal. This game is 5-3, and the game we are watching is terrible. 5 minutes added time, anything? Go on, Garcia. Whip it in. Oh, I wish that was a goal for us. Pascal's 50p head over the bar. Me going attacking for his last 5 minutes is going to make us concede, isn't it? Does that make sense? Go on, counter Romero. You want a new contract? Show why. Okay, guys. Oh, we're going to concede at the end. Good save, Gonzalez. Terrible finish by them, but yikes. That game is 6-4. The other game in the group is 6-4, and you've just watched a really boring 0-0. I mean, Etkin and Garcia and Gonzalez all played very well. I think that game was there for the taking for us. But I guess we're having a 0-0 for the first Champions League game we've ever played, but at least we didn't lose and we got a point. I have no idea when I'll come back for the next episode, because like I said at the beginning and a few times, I'm trying to structure these episodes differently. Maybe after the January transfer window, I'll be back and we can go through some things. It's just the one time I decided to change the structure, everything happens. So there was a lot to go over, and then a really, really boring game, unfortunately, for us. But I'll take it. We got a draw in the Champions League. The league's looking alright. Hopefully this season I can either win some silverware, probably the French Cup, right, winning the Champions League or the league. And that'll be nice, because we never seem to have a cup run, because we never seem to show up. So that's the goal. To win a cup, finish in the top 3 comfortably, and build from there. As you can see down here, PSG are just dominating, and they won the Champions League last year. So taking back Paris is proving quite the mission. But anyway, if you enjoyed the episode, please leave a like and subscribe if you're new. Like I said at the beginning, I upload videos 1 to 2 times a week, so some good consistent content. I'm your guy, you know? But anyway, thanks for watching, stay safe, and we'll see you next time. Bye!